Hi, I'm just going to tie up a fly. It's a Willie Gunn, so I'm going to take a, like, obviously that's the tube holder there, this here, and we've just got like a bit of plastic tube, so we'll just use a bit of plastic tubing. So, we've got the plastic tubes, which are well, obviously I've got these as well. These are like small, tiny ones, and then they're for like inside bigger ones. So you've got even smaller ones, these here. So that's them, and then I've also got these tubes, which are like brass. So they'd be like for your deeper water and stuff, where they'll go down really heavy, bit like your tungsten tubing and stuff. And then I've got extra, even smaller ones, which are here. So I've got them, so they're 2 rolls, but they're the same brass again. Might just use a brass one just now. I just said I would use the plastic one, but I've got these, so I'll use one of them just now. So all I do is I take a bit of yellow, this here. Okay, so obviously you've got 2 sides, you've got one side and the other side, so what you do is just put one on that side, so that goes on like that. See, so you've got that and that, and then what you want to do after we've got that, like your scissors, so I've got my scissors, and you just want to cut it there, so you end up with like that, and then I've got a hook or something around the lines of that I can show you. So I've got these little hooks here, which are like sea trout hooks, so they won't exactly be for salmon. Could do, but probably not. But anyway, so what you do, you just put it like that. See, and then that goes in like that, and then that sits like that in the water, with that hook in the back there. So that's the way that works. And what you do is you put that onto there. Now you just have to find the actual bit that it pins into, and then you pull that back. You put that into the place that it needs to be, so you might want to have it about there, just so that it's hitting both sides of the brass thing there, so that when you try moving it's not going to move. Take your thread, which is black, and it's that, so it's like, it says it's super Simplify narrow silk black 50 meters 6 troco, and then you use your thread, you just start tying up on here like that, right away back, so if I can get a little bit closer in. So it goes like that, you see, and then just keep going right to the back, like so. And get your scissors. Now I'm going to buy some of the other stuff, because I feel like that's a bit better than the stuff I'm using at the moment. This is like metallic anchor. It's basically much and such the same as the oval tinsel you get, but it's slightly less thick. And then you just basically just tie it on like that, so that you got like that there, and then you go right away to the back of the tube, and then backwards again like that. And then you just start tying that in. So you basically just give it like a back bit, which stops all the materials from falling off the back of the tube fly. So you do that, and then when you're finished with that, you just take your thread, you wind on like you would for any other material. You start going all the way back down or up to the top. First thing you want to do actually is that. Now, sometimes that will loosen. It's a problem with these tube holders. They're a bit on the If you don't get it right in place, it sometimes will start to do that, so you have to be quite careful and make sure it sticks. Now you just carry on, keep going, right up to the top, back down again, like so. And then you use your black floss. So you got black floss here, so I've just got a little bit here, it just sat about on my table, so that's a bit there. So you use that, you tie that on. Now a lot of people use like their wax, which is, I've got the dubbing wax, which is that there. It's BTS wax for dubbing and stuff, but you can use it as thread as well. You can just wipe it like a bit of glue stick, you know, gluing it on and then you just tie that right up the head to the top. Once you're there, use that bit of black floss you've got, start tying that right up to the top. It might be a bit small for wrapping the whole way up, but it's not a problem, because if it does that, you get to there and you're like, oh, you can just pull underneath, catch that in like that. You got a bit in there, you just take that off there, and then you get another bit, which you've got another bit off. Saves you having to use more material, and then you just tie a bit more of that on, a bit more of that, and just tie that on there. Just go right up to the head, and then just keep going with that. So that keeps it going on the bit right up to the top, like what a Willie Gunn would look like, black and floss and all the rest of it. And then you just put that on. You take your scissors, you cut that bit off, the waist bit. You then tie that up using the oval tinsel, making your rib, so like that. You take your thread, you tie it on, and then you take that bit off. Then you use your orange and your yellows and your stuff like that, so then that's like your that's your bucktail. So use a bit of bucktail. Sometimes if the fish are going a bit difficult sometimes, which I have experienced in the past couple of days there, where it's been really cold. This is just an idea that I've come up with just this very moment in time, actually. But to use a bit of that, twist it around the body. Also, use a bit of your wax again, and just wax your thread so that when you're putting that stuff on, it's going to stick. You don't want it to end up falling off. So you go like that, and you go back there. Now some people might say, that's a really nice fly, I leave it like that, you know what I mean, but technically speaking, you put on the black as well, makes it look better, and the yellow as well if you want to make a Willie Gunn. Now, like I said, sometimes the fish are a bit hard going, and I experienced that yesterday when I was fishing at Canterland in North Esk. Sometimes I fish the South Esk as well, so I get mixed up sometimes with that. But you get a bit of that yellow, and you put that on your thread as well, so you get the best of both. And then you get that, making sure that most of the fibres are, you know, like much and such where we should be, as in nice and straight, and none that are kind of different to each other and where we sit. And then just start tying that on, and then you get like a bit of that. So you got like your yellows and your, now like I was saying, I've got a good idea sometimes for the flies, because as I've already said, they're sometimes just a little bit on the picky side. And when I've been fishing in North Esk, where I've been seeing fish jumping to go up the river, they've been kind of like that, you know, like I've been fishing that, nothing, absolutely nothing. Thing is though, using a bit of this can sometimes do a bit of damage. So getting like a bit of sparkly, shiny stuff, and that's like your black and your silver and your things like that. And you get all different colours, and I was using some stuff like that yesterday, like that kind of stuff. But I think it was like red, I think I used. But I think the silver and the black, because you're using it for black, as in what you're doing it for, you know, like your black bucktail and your, so yeah, that's quite nice. So you can put that on the top like that as a wing. See, so you can have that like that, or you can have it where you take your scissors and you cut. I've just folded that up. I've probably seen that when I was doing the video there. But if you actually just take all of the fibres, pull them all back, so it all look like that, and then move it around the body like you just did with your fibres, like your bucktail. Just move that whole way around the body, and then tie that on. And what you end up with is like a little bit of stuff the whole way around the body. And if you end up with like little bits of fibres that are here still that are quite long and you can use a bit more of, you can get like a little bit like that. Get the stuff, and you can tie it in the bottom there as well, like that. And then you can just tie on a little bit more, so you end up with like that. It just looks really good like that, you know. And then take that off, and then what you do is you put your underwing on, so you get your not your underwing, your overwing. Your overwing is usually consisting of like your black, so something like that. So that's your black bucktail. So a bit of black bucktail on the top. So take a bit of that, snipped it off there, and then you end up like that. And then you want to use a bit more of that, and just get rid of that, and then wipe it on there as well. And then again, you just want to get like that and start folding it over your body like that. And then what you end up with is like that, with your sparkly black stuff through it. Now in some occasions that can be just as good as without that sparkly stuff, because it sometimes works a bit better. It's just trying to annoy the fish much in such a way that you would if you looked at a salmon when they're going up the river. You want something that's like quite, you know what I mean, it looks, when it's out and it goes like that and it's in the water, it just gives it a bit more movement. You just want to do that. And then because of yesterday when I was fishing, nothing much happening, you can also use something like that. So that's like your like bronzy type stuff, and some salmon people actually do this all the time before we're finished. They'll catch in a bit of this tinsel and they'll go right to the front and they'll actually wrap that around the head, because it gives it a little bit more of an effect. Just, it looks slightly more kind of bright, you know, like gives it a bit more look in the water. And then you take that off by using the scissors there as I've just shown you, and then you just catch up, like there'll be a little bit there that will just need to catch up on, so you just basically you try to catch it. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, especially if you haven't used wax like what I've just done there, but 9 times out of 10 you'll get it. It will come on. You just want to make sure the thread's not going to go over. And then when you're finished with that, you know the thread's okay, just tighten it as much as you can, and then try to sparse that out a bit. And then you just want to do a couple of times around the head like that. 1, 2, 3, so that's like a flip finish. And then you just want to use your scissors, and you just want to take the scissors, pull it back, and it goes, and that's you. And then once you're done, you just want to use a bit of super glue as quickly as you can. So with super glue, I've got, just go over there and get that now. Using it for a foiling that I used. So yeah, you just use a bit of that, put that over the head, right over every bit, and that's you. And you can use jungle cock as well and all the rest of it. That's Willie Gunn. So thank you.